Happy Monday. Welcome, Buddy Mondlock.
Hi, Muriel.
Finally have you here. Could you play that tune about the kid that joins the circus?
Okay, yeah, this is one you would have heard way back when we met, I'm sure.
Yeah, long time ago.
I'm the kid who ran away with the circus. Now I'm ordering elephants, but I sometimes lie awake in the sawdust, dreaming high in a suit of light. Late at night in the empty big top line, all alone on the highway. Look, he's working without a net this time. He's a real dirty fire. I'm the kid who always looked out the windows, failing tests in geography. But I've seen things far beyond just the schoolyard. Distant shores of exotic lands. They're the spires of the Turkish Empire. It's 6 months since we made landfall, riding low through the streets of India, through Gibraltar to Regimano. I'm the kid who thought we'd someday be lovers, always held out, that time would tell. Time was talking, guess I just wasn't listening. No surprise if you know me well. As we're walking toward the train station, there's a whispering rainfall. Cross the boulevard, you slip your hand in mine. In the distance, the train calls. I'm the kid who has this habit of dreaming. Sometimes gets me in trouble too. But the truth is, I couldn't no more stop dreaming than I could make all come true. That was beautiful.
Oh, well, that that just brings back old times at the Old Town School of Folk Music in Chicago. That's where we met, I believe.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Somewhere in that, folk circuit.
Definitely.
Way back then in my, dark past as a folk musician, right?
It was just dark in winter.
Yeah, and it just brings back those times. And
Did you actually take lessons there?
I took lessons there with Ray Tate at the Ray Tate
Oh, great!
class.
You had Ray.
Yep.
Great. I took with Jeff Friedlander.
Jeff Friedlander. Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Mhm.
I remember
Great
Jeff.
fingerstyle guitar player.
Right. And then it ended up teaching there when I was in college.
Nice.
Yeah. So, yeah, deep ties to the Old Town School of Folk Music. And where I first learned, my very first teacher was a student of the Old Town School, and she built the Jones School of Folk Music, which is kind of a Western suburbs version of that.
Oh, cool.
And so it had that same sing-along and playing these wonderful tunes like, the ones that you write, and, and just playing together with other people.
Yeah, that was always a thing about the Old Town School, was to get everybody singing together.
Yeah, that was the favorite part. They called it the second half, where all the classes, the beginning through the advanced, would all get together, and everyone would find something that they could play.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
yeah. So that tune, I love that last line. I could no sooner stop dreaming than I could make them all come true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I really wrote that song just as kind of therapy for myself, because
Yeah.
as you can imagine from the lyric, I was kind of mooning over some girl, and it wasn't quite working out the way I'd wanted it to, and so I just really wrote that to try and make myself feel better. But it turned out that a few other people have had a similar experience along the way.
Yeah. Well, I love the imagery of the kid that, inside you're that kid who joins the circus. And, and that, that just the way that kind of goes into, eventually leading into your feelings,
Well, it's funny, I can certainly remember being 10 or 12 years old when I was a kid, and thinking, when I'm this age, that I would be completely different and all grown up, and a grown up now.
A grown up, yeah, right.
Yeah, but I really feel pretty much the same inside as I always did.
Well, good.
I
for
suspect
you.
most people do.
Yeah. I was thinking about that just this week. My new thing this week is how can we make the best years and the best times yet ahead of us?
Mm-hmm.
Because, wasn't it just a magical time when we were young and just discovering these things? I mean, even going to the Old Town School of Folk Music and hearing all these songs and playing together with people, there's just joy that went like this, just unbounded joy of this new thing, of this music and these new tunes. And so I think that how do we find that again?
Part of
Find
the
it in a
joy,
different way?
I think part of the joy of that time was that it just seemed like the possibilities in front of you were endless. You could be whatever you want, that kind of thing. And I think we get in the habit as we get older of sort of getting into our ruts and thinking, all right, well, this is what I do now, so I guess this is what I'll always do. But it doesn't have to be like that.
Yeah.
I mean, we're always capable of discovering new things. And our possibilities are just as endless now as they were then, maybe even more so.
Okay, bingo. All right. I'm going to put that on my chalkboard.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that it may have something to do with kind of creating those opportunities for new things to happen and
being open. Like
Yeah.
I've just sort of gotten in the habit of saying yes, especially in the last 5-6 years. Just when somebody asks, I say yes.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Now that doesn't mean you can ask me for money. That won't be very successful.
Okay. Well, now that gets me thinking because somebody just asked me to play shows with orchestra, and I say, oh
Ooh,
man,
wow.
that sounds really scary. Doesn't that sound scary?
Yeah, you should say yes.
You think I should say yes? No, I'm kind of like, do I really want to do this? I mean, when I was a kid, I wanted to do nothing more than play with an orchestra.
Yeah.
So, so what's different now? Why am I wavering and not going and saying yes like I would have when I was that kid? That in your song.
Yeah, you totally
That
got
kid
that.
in my life.
You totally got that.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I'm going to see if I can get myself to say yes to that composition. It's a couple of years in the future yet, you know, they book far in advance, but
Right.
um,
There's a lot of people to
okay.
wrangle in that band.
Yeah, I know. Wow, it's just a lot of responsibility, you know. Yeah. So I did play with an orchestra a couple of times at the Chicago Symphony.
Oh, nice.
As a kid, through the
Wow,
Old
that's
Town
great.
School of Folk Music. Ray Tate had
Was Schulte conducting
Sergio
them?
Schulte, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think it was his substitute at that time. Yes, at that time. So they had two conductors at the time. So it was the second conductor. Who was the second? Okay, here, trivia question.
Yeah.
All right, who was the other conductor who was conducting alongside Sir George Schulte? They went back and forth, and they were so sometimes it was Schulte, and sometimes it was this other conductor.
I can't think of
whose
who it
name-
was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
who it was? Okay, so
So yeah, maybe somebody will
maybe
come
somebody
up.
will find it. Yeah, and then played with Symphony of the Shores. I did some pieces for guitar and orchestra that my friend John Felix wrote, and Nashville Chamber Orchestra.
Okay, so you've
okay,
already,
so, all
you've
right,
already
so
done
I've
this. You
done
know
some
you
of
got
it.
this.
Yeah. Okay, maybe. So
It would be so much fun. I mean, just think of like string day in the studio, right?
yeah,
I'm sure
Right,
you've
right,
recorded
right.
with strings
Yes.
before. I
Oh,
mean, that's
that's-
always so exciting when
Oh.
the string players come in and you
Yep.
get to hear that whole thing sort of bloom in the speakers. It's just amazing.
yeah, it really was. We recorded Prayer Without Ceasing with great symphony players. You know, that's on a Nightlight Daylight CD. So that was an experience. And I remember the very first time that I played in front of an orchestra. It was this little folk operetta. So and I was there at center stage with my guitar, and I was actually singing in this too. Strangely enough.
Nice.
And then as I was playing, when the orchestra came in behind me for the first time, I could have sworn that I lifted off the ground physically. I just felt like I lifted off the ground. You know, I need to go just hear orchestras more. You know, we have the Nashville Symphony here, and there's
Oh, and
something.
they're wonderful players too.
Yes, something that's different about being there and actually hearing the symphony in the hall all around you. That there's no recording that can capture that feeling. So if you haven't done that,
Yeah, I
it's
agree.
a
Yeah.
cool thing to do, regardless of what music you listen to. But these tunes are great. I'll have you do one more. Then I have a new one that I wanted to spring on myself.
Excellent.
I should say. It'll be a premiere here of this new one that I'm working on, but I'll have you do one.
Let's see. How about you want to do poetic?
Poetic,
or
yeah, let's do
perfect?
Poetic Justice. The
Okay.
other one I need to change the key on.
Okay.
So how about if I do this on harp guitar?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is a song I wrote with my friend Tom Kimmel, and Tom actually had big chunks of this thing already that he'd been working on, and but he was stuck. You know, sometimes you get stuck on a song, and he came over to write that day, and we kind of kicked around a couple ideas, and then he said, "Well, I've got this thing. I don't know quite how to finish it," and he played what he had for me, and I was like, "Yes, can I please help you with that?"
Oh, yeah.
So here it is. This is Poetic Justice. So I was not the one you wanted. You can see I'm reconciled. Must you be so disappointed? Can you not carry on in style? Is it too much to say we loved hard till the world fell back in place and left us where we are? I feel like the king, the queen loses faith, and the crowd rushes but it's pretty hard to tell. When the fortune wheel is spinning, luck is fortune's dirty joke, and a player's chance of winning is diminished by his own. Can't you laugh just to think of the cold we had running through our hands when we were on a roll? I feel like the king when the queen loses faith and the crowd rushes in to tear down the gate and declare what was mine I stole from someone else. Maybe that's poetic justice, but it's pretty hard to tell. It's hard to tell why the solid ground surprised us when we fell. It's hard to say, it's life or death, just many bitter words beneath your breath. Is it too much to say we loved hard till the world fell back in place and left us where we are? I feel like the king when the queen loses faith and the crowd rushes in to tear down the gate. Oh, Palace slept and I never rang the bell. Maybe that's poetic justice, but it's pretty hard to tell. I feel like the king when the queen loses hope and the crowd rushes in to praise the gallows pole and declare what they must do. I'm doing to myself, whether that's poetic justice, how can anybody tell? Oh man.
Oh, that's so pretty. It's so fun to just kind of try to find you and wander around, and it just
Well, it's
reminds
nice.
me of the old days.
Yeah, I love the bass notes coming through on this.
Ah,
I never get to hear that. Well, I play with the bass player sometimes, but that's a little different than
it's
what
different.
we're
The harp
hearing here.
guitar
Yeah.
is a different sound than an actual string bass or
Yeah,
electric bass. Yeah,
yeah, different kind of
I think it
resonance
works.
for sure.
So, shoot, we got to record
Thank
together.
I'm all for that.
All
That'd be
right.
wonderful.
Great. Well, we should say hello. We have been ignoring the comments. Can you see them from there?
Oh yeah.
Greetings.
Neil from Clearwater says Buddy might be old enough to remember going to the circus every week with Uncle Don Amici on TV. It was a day of awe when we finally got to see it on a color TV.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember Don Amici going to the circus with Don Amici, but I do remember going to Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey in Chicago whenever they came to town. That was always a big day.
Right.
Who else is there? Oh, it's my friend Suzanne Patterson. Wasn't it Daniel Barenboim who picked up the baton?
Barenboim.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was.
Thank you,
I
Suzanne.
Think so.
Thank
I think
you.
So. Barenboim. Yes, boy, I haven't heard that name for a long time.
Yeah.
Thank you, boy.
She got it.
Yeah, we got it. Well, I promised to do the song. Yeah, I was actually in the.
do your new song.
I was in a drop tuning when I started that tune. I said, "Wow, that
Not what you were expecting.
that wasn't the note I was expecting to hear." And then I realized, oh, did the little quick tuning thing.
Good one.
But let me see if I need the cheat sheet, if I can do it without. So, did you see the movie What About Bob?
I did, with
You
Bill
did.
Murray, yeah.
So, do you remember that scene where he's, he wants to go sailing? They finally tie him to the mast. And then he's you see it. He's going, I'm sailing, and then when the camera pans out, then you see that he's actually tied in. That's the only way that they can do it. So I just that was the inspiration for this. But it kind of takes it in a different direction, slightly different direction.
It's funny, you can really start anywhere sometimes when you're writing a song, and the song will tell you where it really wants to go.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
It sometimes surprises me. Sometimes I would start a tune like you for my own therapy, something that's bothering me or something, and this song will give me the answer.
Oh, that's great.
And it'll give me something to make me feel better. Or
I find I'm much wiser in my songs than I am in my regular life.
Okay, well. All right, I think that's close enough. Okay, so this is I'm Sailing, I'm Sailing.
Okay.
Never thought I'd be many days on the open sea. I'm sailing, I'm sailing. Never thought I'd say life is once again my way. I'm sailing out on the sea. Let me be far away where troubles never find me. Never thought I'd try, I was always shy. Never took the chance, but in my dreams I was sailing. Never thought I'd try something so unusual like running away with you. Sailing free, far away where troubles never find me. Isn't it a fact? Just when you think you've got it all under your hat, life takes one left turn and love is on the way. Ever on the sea, winds will change whene'er they please. That's something I have learned while sailing, sailing, I'm sailing, sailing, sailing far away where troubles never find me. I'm sailing, I'm sailing, I'm sailing, I'm sailing away.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful.
Thank you.
Nice tune. Nice tune. That's a similar idea of running away with the circus.
Well, it is kind of.
Running away with the sailboat.
Running
Yeah.
away with the sailboat, yeah. And there's a lot of tunes that were inspired by our sails up with my significant other Brian from the South Shore of Long Island up to central Maine.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
beautiful. Yeah, I bet you those were really beautiful voyages
Yes,
along those
yeah,
that
so,
coast there. The
yeah.
Maine coast is gorgeous.
And you know, sailing is a relatively new chapter in my life.
There you go.
So
See?
there we are.
Yeah.
So
Hey, we're not done yet.
I know. Far from it. We have some more Hayes.
Okay.
I see.
Hey, speaking of significant others, my sweetheart Polly just
Oh, hi, Polly.
said. She says hello. And
And-
Fred Steffen says, "Nice to hear you sing. Hope all recovery is going well from the surgery."
Oh yeah, it's going great. This is it's recovering remarkably well. I had just a little with the precancerous thing here
Oh, wow.
taken off, and it's you can't,
Oh,
you can't
that's-
hardly see it. Look at that.
Yeah, I just thought it was a little scratch or something.
Yep, that's it.
Great.
So,
It's going good.
yep. So thank you. Thanks for asking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, and Polly loves the song too.
Oh, thank
Oh,
you.
and my Chicago friend Donna Adler. She says, "Hi, Muriel and Buddy."
Hi, Donna. I haven't seen Donna.
Do you know Donna?
Yeah,
Yeah.
in a long, long time. Yeah. So you're living here now. Donna was here for a while.
Yeah, she's recorded several albums here. And
Okay, yeah.
yeah, and every year I go back to Park Forest where I grew up, the south suburb of Chicago.
Oh, Park
And,
Forest. See, I'm
and
Downers,
Donna and I do a
I'm Downers
concert.
Grove.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're around the bend a little bit up further north, but not too far away.
Yeah. And did you come directly to Nashville, or did you live other places between?
I lived in Annapolis, Maryland for a little while. I went to school at St. John's College there
Okay.
for a few years, and then came back to Chicago and started playing open stages at the Earl and taking lessons from Jeff. And I was like, all right, this is what I want to do. I'm done.
Oh, yeah.
I'm on my way now.
Yeah. Good.
So yeah, then I ended up here from Chicago.
Right. Well, let me see. Can you do a solo one while I change the key on this one?
Okay.
here?
Yeah, let me do.
I've got a chart here. And
I'll
I'd
do
like to
this
do
song that I wrote with Guy Clark. Guy is really the
Guy
reason.
Clark, really? Oh.
Yeah, he's really the reason that I came to Nashville.
Wow.
Met Guy at the Kerrville Folk Festival one time, and he was just hosting the open stage, the Ballad Tree they called it, and he just took a shine to the song I played that day and asked me for a copy of it, and I just thought that's the coolest thing that's ever going to happen to me. But not too long after that, he gave me a call and we talked a little bit, and he said, "Buddy, what do you want to do?"
Ah.
I said, "Guy, I just want to keep making music and try and make a living out of it somehow." And he said, "Okay, let's see if we can get you in the music business."
Wow.
And he proceeded to do exactly that. He made copies of my tape and passed it out to people. And when Guy Clark gives you a tape, you listen to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how I ended up in Nashville.
How about that? I've run into Guy Clark a couple times at parties.
Uh-huh.
You know,
Good place
here
to
and
see
there.
him.
Yeah, but it was Chet Atkins who was my mentor who brought me here.
Yeah.
First time I came here was to visit my friend John Knowles. So, yeah, and then
Another certified
yeah.
guitar player.
That's right.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, well, here, play a tune. I'll
Okay.
go and transpose this in the meantime.
This is the first thing that Guy and I wrote together. It's called The Dark. In the dark, you can sometimes hear your own heartbeat, or the heart of the one next to you. The house settles down after holding itself up all day. Shoulders slump and it gives a big sigh. And you hear no one's footfall in the hall. The drip in the kitchen sink marking time. June bug on the window screen. He can't get in, but he keeps trying. One way or another, we're all in the headlights on cars, the northern lights, the Milky Way. You can't see that stuff in the day. The earth turns its back on the sun, the stars all come out, and the planets start to run around. Well, they call that the day is done. But really it's just getting started. Some folks take comfort in that. How dark is it? It's too dark for goblins. How dark is it? So dark you can smell the moon. And how dark is it? It's so dark the wind gets lost. And how dark is it? It's so dark the sky's on fire. And how dark is it? It's so dark you can see Fort Worth from here.
How dark was that? Wow.
It's funny, when we were writing that song, we didn't really have a melody, and we kind of got to the end of the day. We'd just been, free associating things about the dark and writing everything down, and we got to the end of the day. We're both getting kind of tired, and Guy said, "Well, I'll tell you what. Before we quit today, I'm just going to turn the tape on. Just play those chords you were playing and just read what's on the paper. So we'll have a record of it."
Oh.
And when we listen back to it, we're like, I think we're done.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's a skill to know when you're done
That's
with
very
a tune.
important, yeah.
That's true with writing instrumental tunes too.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. So that you don't keep overwriting or underwriting,
Yeah. Yeah, I know. You got to have your antenna up to.
Yeah.
It's like, actually, nothing is bothering me about this anymore. So I think I'm done.
Yeah. Well, we'll
You
do
got
one.
one?
Yeah. Okay, I'll do it on the regular
Yeah.
guitar so that you can follow along if you like.
Okay.
We were talking about. Well, I'll tell you. I'll do a harp guitar one.
Great.
Yeah. An instrumental. So we were talking about.
Okay.
When is an instrumental done? Right. Yeah. And this is one that I wrote when. Let me see. Make sure I'm in the right tuning here. Yeah, when we were up in Penobscot Bay, Maine, and I woke up just like that to the sound of an owl. And then another owl answered from the other side of the bay. Just like that. They were just singing to each other. So just laying there, listening to that melody of those two owls singing to each other. That was the night of the Perseid meteor shower. So I opened the hatch, and the sky was filled with stars. There was a shooting star more shooting stars than I'd ever seen. The moon had just come out. It was shining over the water. And I looked around for Brian, and I didn't see him until I saw the oar strokes lit up in the water from the bioluminescence, lighting up every oar stroke as he rowed back to the sailboat.
Oh, man.
So I like to just kind of capture some of those moments.
Yeah, you got the magic right on it.
Oh, thank
Yeah,
you. Thank you.
yeah, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
That's great. Yeah, it just came right through you, didn't it?
Well, yeah, I just, sat until I'm trying to capture the actual sounds, you know.
Wait, did you
And
start
the
working
actual
on it
feel.
that night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So started, working on it right then.
Wow.
So it was, sometimes the songs are written a long time after the thing
Sure,
happens. Yeah, and sometimes they get started right there.
What's funny with the kid, I actually wrote it before the thing happened, or I tried to, but I would get only to a certain place and then I'd get stuck on it, and then events unfurled in my own life, and finally my life caught up with the song I was trying to write, and then it all came flowing out.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's an interesting juxtaposition of the music and life.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to catch up with it.
Yeah. Well, you have an album, a new album out.
I do. Yeah. Would
so-
you like a copy?
Oh, do I get a? This is
That's
a
for you.
Da-da-da-da-da. All right, Filament.
Mm-hmm.
Why Filament?
Well, it's the title. There's a song called Filament, but that seemed like a good title for the record because I feel like filament captures so much about the human spirit. I mean, it's this fragile thing, and yet it's just alive with heat and light and energy and endures, all this
Oh yeah.
voltage going through it all the time. And that's people for me.
Okay. Well, thank you. I'll enjoy that. Yeah. I've got a bit of a drive on Thursday, Friday. So I'm going to be driving to St. Louis, doing a little TV show early in the morning, Friday possibly, and then I'm playing at let's see, what's it called? The Focal Point. Have you played there?
I just played there.
Oh, you just played
Yeah.
there? Oh,
Played there in February.
Okay.
For a record release party, actually. I've been playing at the Focal Point for, 25 years or something.
a nice venue. Isn't
It's
it?
a wonderful venue. Yeah.
Great restaurant right next door.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, tell your St. Louis friends, come by on Friday.
On Friday, great. I will. I'll pass that on to them.
Shall we do Perfect?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do that one. Speaking of magic in the world and also not being done yet,
Yeah.
I got married this past summer.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Holly and I got married when we were over in Ireland.
Aw.
And to have something so wonderful happen to me, this part of my life, it's amazing to me. And
Oh, that's where that
Yeah.
little sparkle in your eyes is coming from. That's right.
I'm sure that has something to do with it.
Okay, all right. Well, there's another thing. Okay, so if you're kind of in the doldrums, you're saying, okay, how do I, capture that joy, make the best years yet ahead? Get married. There's
Well,
that's
sort of has to be the right person.
It has to be
too.
the right person. Yeah. Okay. All right.
All right. Well, this song I'll dedicate to Polly. This is on the new record too.
Okay. Great.
Mm-hmm. wake up next to you, and I'll see you lying there, with your arm above your head, and your morning air. You look perfect to me. You look perfect to me. When you look into the mirror, don't make that frowny face. When you see another year around your waist, 'cause every year with you is a year that's made of gold. Will you feel in my arms? Never gets old. You look perfect to me. You look perfect to me. That little line where you smile, those days that walk the extra mile, that says that won't go out of style. It's perfect. And when we fall asleep, we're close as we can be. And later in my dream, it's you I see. You look perfect to me. You look perfect to me. You look perfect. Nice.
Oh.
Nice. You came
That
in
worked,
with
that
the
worked.
high register just at the perfect moment.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Well, that's fun to play with you.
It's really a pleasure to play with you.
Yeah, and I got all I transposed all the chords correctly. How about that?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, I guess I'll do one more, and then we should. If you sent some texts, some hellos, or text earlier, go ahead and send them again because we've covered up the earlier ones. So if you had something, a question or something you wanted to.
Let's see, there's a sound suggestion there.
Yes.
Try dropping the resolution to 480 or lower to get cleaner sound.
Okay.
Not sure what that's about, but
Okay.
oh, he's talking to somebody else on the
Okay.
feed here. Yeah.
Okay.
Optimism looks incredible, Muriel, says Bunny Barnes.
Oh, okay. The Optimism book. So it's a book with 2 CDs. So I was just looking into doing a repressing today. In fact,
Oh,
we're
wonderful.
doing. So it's people have been giving us some really nice comments on that, and that's Brian's artwork. Let me show you one.
Yeah, if you have one handy.
Yeah. So it's over here. So I just figured that this is the time that people need to be more optimistic. So this is kind of what we were talking about, right? So that's Brian's photo art there, and he's got just some real fun things in there.
Oh, that's great.
And quotes. I don't know if you can see this. Let's see his photos. So
Is that Brian?
that's no, that's not Brian.
Oh, you know, maybe at an earlier time in his
In the
life.
earlier time, yeah. But so anyway, I wanted to do something that would feature his photography and then have inspiring quotes and
Oh,
then
great.
pair them with 2 hours of my music.
Perfect.
So that's it. So yeah. Anyways, keep trying to do something new. So we'll do tides.
Okay.
So this is the other another one that was written while we were or started while we were on that sailboat. Yeah. Making our way down east, running from a storm, running from the pace of change. Halfway to Roke and upwind into port, I dropped my anchor down and rowed to shore. When an old voice called from the pier, say there's something that everybody here knows. The tides will rise and fall, 11 feet or more. Pull your tender high upon the shore. Current running strong, swifter yet today. Full moon reflecting clear across the bay. Then to pull away and leaving just a trace of silver sand. Water lines beneath its eyes. Water lines beneath its eyes. Tides. Tides. Be mindful of the time and know that you may be high, low. All at once I understand much of life will ebb and flow. Long about 4 a.m., laying awake in bed, thinking of what I should have said. All of the things gone wrong suddenly come in a wave as one, current that is so hard to shake. Then the morning shines in to say there's beauty to balance all the darkness. The tides will rise and fall, 11 feet or more. Pull your tender high upon the shore. Tides, tides. All at once I understand much of life will ebb and flow. No need to tie my heart up in a knot. Ease it gently from the rocks. History will show. Soon again the tides will flow. Tides, tides. Ooh. High, low. All at once I understand much of life will ebb and flow. Much of life will flow like tides.
Yay.
Well, we'll, I guess, sign off here.
Okay.
And next week, I'm going to be on an airplane at this time. So heading to Paris with my sister Marguerite. She's joining me.
That's a good excuse for not doing a broadcast
Yeah.
next week. Unless
So-
you're going to do it from the plane.
I could pre-record something, maybe set off. Well, you know what we could do maybe is just continue with that theme of like how do we make the best years ahead of us or the best
I'm all
times
for
ahead
that,
of us.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So maybe if you can email me some thoughts or text me some thoughts on that, what you think. So we'll see if we can just do a little short pre-record, I guess, on that, and then we're going to do a live stream that Thursday. So we want to wish everyone happy Easter. Yeah. So I'm going to be spending it with my family our traditional way, running around and looking for Easter eggs. Yes.
That's great. You still do the baskets?
We still do the Easter baskets, yeah, and then we get our Easter flour which I then plant in my
Right.
garden. You know, a little
lily?
hyacinth. Yeah.
Oh, hyacinth. Oh,
yes.
cool. Yeah.
And then we have to run around and get the eggs before my mother and the kids get them all. You know, so you know you have to be quick. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Are they chocolate?
There's some chocolate eggs, and then there's some of the plastic eggs that are filled with all sorts of.
Did you used
Surprises.
to dye them when you were a kid?
Yeah, and we
You
will too.
Remember how you make the hole in each end and blow it out?
Yep,
Yep.
and we still do that, and it's a Ukrainian tradition. We use the Ukrainian pisanki egg decorating.
Oh, cool.
So we decorate with little kiskas with beeswax on there.
Wow.
And so we'll be doing some of that as well. So
Great.
big tradition. So you know, we'll be having the whole family get together, and so wishing you all very happy Easter as well, and then following that, to join me on Thursday for the live stream from France. So we'll be.
You don't
doing-
want to miss that.
Yeah. So. And do you have some gigs coming up?
Yeah, actually, I'll be in Texas.
Texas. Okay.
Crockett on Thursday.
All right.
Crockett, Texas, and at the Mill Bend Coffee House on Friday.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Yeah, in the
I went there
Woodlands,
a long time ago.
north of Houston.
Yeah.
And then the next week I'm at Anderson Fair, and I think there's another one in there somewhere.
Okay.
Mhm.
Super. All right. So if you're in Texas or know some folks in Texas, send them out there.
Yeah, please come.
They have buddymondlock.com. Is that right?
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, all
We'll put
the
a-
dates are there.
We'll put a link to that. Okay.
Great.
All right. Do you want to? Is there one you can do just to kind of send us out?
Let's see.
Just one of yours.
I'll do another one off the record.
Oh, okay.
Wrote this with my friend Max Maxon. For this one, you kind of have to picture two guys in the bar, the classic two guys in the bar song.
Okay.
The old guy and the young guy.
All right.
And the old guy is trying to impart some kind of wisdom to the young guy, if that's even possible.
Yeah.
So we're in A.
Okay.
Called Problem Solved. God bless you, Our Lady of Anesthesia. You're always there when I really need you. I love you and I hate you so, but you'll be with me when it's time to go. Life is fine in your domain, where nothing's lost and nothing's gained. The pains will just get lost again. Yes, life is good if you pretend. Gold on the table, that's how I was told. The bacon burned and the eggs got cold. She never loved me, whatever we were. So she didn't love me, but we both loved her. Orange juice is good with breakfast and vodka. Every sad song by Frank Sinatra. An hour went by, then went by again. Asked me, not us, finally sunk in. It all slowed down as time collapsed. Now just crawling into the past. The future waited unfound and finally left. Problem solved. Problem solved. So you tell me that she broke your heart. You can feel the damn thing fall apart. Is this how love's supposed to work? And what have I got to kill the hurt? Be careful Well done. She's never heard that song before.
Yeah. Buddy Mondlock, joy to have you here.
Thanks.
And
Thanks so much for having me.
Happy Easter to everyone. Can you reach over there and hit the
Oh yeah.
the so
Bye
long-
everybody.
the so long button?